Hello everyone, Coach Dax here for Weaponized Boxing, and today we're going to take up a drill that we like to call the reverse jab drill. Okay. Now this is a drill. I like this drill because this is something that you can incorporate in your regular boxing training days. You don't have to set aside a different day for this. Okay, so you can easily incorporate this with your boxing. Okay, we don't require you to have a weapon or a weapon trainer for this. Just your gloves. If you like to train bare knuckle, that's fine also. Okay, so you can do this because, it can enhance not just your weapons game, but your boxing game as well. Okay. Now briefly, what is a jab? A jab, okay, is the punch that you throw with your lead hand. Okay, so I'm orthodox. My lead hand is my left. Okay. So it's the punch that I throw with my lead hand. It's widely considered to be the most important punch in boxing. Why? Because first off, it's the quickest punch that you can throw. Okay, it coming from the hand that's nearest to your opponent. It's the fastest punch you can throw. Okay, it's also a range finder. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that if I can jab my opponent here, okay, if I can from this distance, then it follows that I can also throw my power shot from my power hand from this position. Okay, so it's a rangefinder. It also sets up all my other punches. Okay, so why? Because if I throw a jab, I will see what defense my opponent throws at me, and I can work around it. Okay, so if he covers up, I can either go low, or if he covers up, I can go around. Okay, or if he covers up, I can actually throw or set up another punch coming from the same hand. So if he covers up, and this is open, okay, for a shovel hook. Now, one of the difficulties, or one of the biggest difficulties of translating your boxing skill to your weapons fighting skill is being able to translate your skill to the opposite stance. Okay, so in boxing, okay, your weapon hand or your money hand or your strong hand is in the back. Completely the reverse with weapons fighting. Again, some of you might be doing it the other way around. Okay, maybe you like to still fight with your weapon hand in the back. That's totally fine. We're not saying it's wrong. This is just the way we do it in weaponized boxing. Okay, so the goal really, okay, is to be able to move as well with your boxing skill on this stance as you would with this stance. Okay, now. Main difference now is that your power hand is in front. Okay, so with boxing, your power hand is in the back. With weapons fighting, your power hand is in the front. Now, not only is your power hand in the front, but also your setup hand is in the front. Okay, your setup hand, okay, your jab hand is in the front. So everything is in the front. Okay, not to say that this hand is useless. Okay. But this is definitely not your power hand. This is not your money shot. Your money shot is here in front. Okay? So this is like your Swiss knife now. Everything comes from this hand. Okay? So if the jab is the most important punch in boxing, okay, it becomes doubly important, if that's even possible, with your weapons fighting. Okay? So now, quite simply, all right, reverse jabbing, or a reverse jab drill, is jabbing with your lead power hand as you would in weapons fighting. Okay, but instead of jabbing, instead of stabbing or instead of striking, boom, we just want you to jab. Now it sounds easy enough, but then if you try it, especially if you do it if you're not used to switching stances, this can get very awkward. Okay? Now, we don't require you to have a weapon, but really just box using the jab with the opposite stance. Okay, so what you do is, okay, a good way to do this is when you do your bag work. Okay, we like to do it like wherein there is a round that's exclusive for jabs. Okay, so usually it's the first round, okay, of either shadow boxing or bag work. We start off with one round that's all jabs. Okay? All jabs. So you do high, you do low, you do sweeping jab, you do a power jab. Okay? So mix it up, move around your opponent. Okay? So you do that with your boxing stance. Okay? One round of that, and then the next round, you do it in the opposite stance. Then move around. Do some head movement. Okay. Now, it may seem funny that we're practicing weapons fighting without a weapon, okay? But you'll see that the biomechanics are there, okay? So you will develop the way you move, okay? And also to be less telegraphic and to be relaxed in this position, okay? Oftentimes, when people fight with a weapon and they don't really do boxing, or they don't do boxing in the reverse stance, you'd see that they're very tight, they're very rigid, okay? More like fencers, okay? Again, nothing against fencers. They have very good technique that we can incorporate also in weapons fighting, but that's reserved for another day, okay? But it's different. This would be a different take on it, wherein you don't move like a fencer or a swordsman, but you move like a boxer with a weapon, okay? So that's our goal here in weaponized boxing, and this particular drill, okay, is a super tool to be able to develop that, okay? So reverse jab drill. Try it.